All right, good afternoon, everybody. Dan Hunt with the JSKA Rochester Virtual Dojo for March 30th, Tuesday. So today we're going to revisit some of the hip rotation exercises and then use that with some other Kihon and then work on some um, Bassai Dai. So we can try and use that hip rotation with our Bassai Dai. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so I'm going to stand a little closer, not focusing on my feet today so much. Okay, so feet together, about, and yoy. All right, so let's take and just turn our hips, keep our hands here, turn our hips with the right first, then take it the other way, left. So use the interaction with the floor, push it, push it, push it, push it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so again, make sure you send your belly button kind of in the 45-degree direction, okay? So this is shomen or front, okay? Hanmi is on the angle, okay? So off to the side. So this time we're going to start with all the way to the right, and I want you to go all the way to the left. Hands in the front, they stay in the front. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so notice when I turn, I don't lift the hip. I don't lift the hip. Everything kind of stays planar. Okay, if one side's coming up or the other, okay, we've got to try and keep it planar. So that's one thing you got to work on. All right, so from here, I want to start from here. I want to go over and back. Okay, so it's 1, 2, all in one motion. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, start over here on the left side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So one thing, if you put on your gi and your belt, if you see your belt lagging your hips, that means you're turning your hips fast enough to be more whippy. Okay, watch, if my belt moves with my hips, see how it moves with my hips? I'm not moving them quick enough. I'm not boom, boom. So I'm not making a quick transition from one to the other. It's just together. Okay, so try and make sure you get that whip going. So try and put on your belt. See if you can make that whippy. All right, so now what I want to do is take this and into a front stance. So let's take this into a front stance. Okay, so we're going to take this and do a tate shuto, but I want to overturn. So my belly button is facing way over there. Okay, now be careful, this knee's going to collapse a little bit, but that's okay. On this exercise, I want big turn, and I want you to load up the outside edge of that foot on the back. So now I want you to feel the progression of foot, pushing the hip, pushing the hand, and deliver the hand. Okay, our foot pushing the hip, starting with the arm after that, then the hand getting there last. Okay, so ready? Open this way up. 1, and back. Not too fast. 2, press and go. Good. 3. Press and go. 4. Way open. 1. 6. 7. 8. Really big. 9. And last one. 10. Right? Good. Change legs. Okay, again, get your feet in the right spot. Make sure his back foot's kind of forward. It doesn't have to be straight forward like Ariane can do it, but no more than 45 sideways. Mine's somewhere between 30 and 45. Okay, so I want you to open this up. Now, if you can, try not to let this drop, but if you have to, that's okay. I want this way open, so belly button facing side. Okay, put the blade edge on the floor really tight. Lead into it. 1. Really press. 2. 3. 4. Start breathing out as soon as you start pressing with the back foot. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. One more. 10. All right, good. Now we're going to take this just to the hand me position, which is 45 degrees. Okay, I don't want you to go all the way 90 now. This is less, but same principle. So I'm loading up the outside edge of the foot. So from here, okay, my belly button is 45. So I'm here. And the same principle, I'm pushing off the foot, pushing the hip forward, and then letting the arm fly. Ready? Gonna go a little quicker now. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Let's go even faster. Go. Rook. Sit. Hutch. Coo. One more. Two. Good. Change legs. Go again. So this hip opening is closing by the pressure from the floor. If I just do this here, there's really not a whole lot going. I'm just torquing my upper body and bringing my hip with. So I need to use the energy from the floor to drive it forward. Okay. All right, here we go. 45 degrees with the hips. Ready? Itch. Knee. Really bring those shoulder blades together. Thumb. Open the chest. Chi. Quicker. Go. Whip. Hitch. Hutch. Coo. Chew. All right, good. Switch legs again. So now we're going to do the tate from the gyatsuki position, and we're going to open that hip up to the jab this way. Okay, and then come here, palm underneath, and this way, kind of like what we do with Sochin. Okay, so same thing, this time moving shomen to ham knee. Ready? 1, 2. So now we're pushing off of this leg. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switch feet. Okay, left hand out. Ready? Itch. and back. Knee and back. Thump and back. Sheet and back. Pulling this in the back. Go. Hook. Hitch. Hutch. Coo. Chew. All right, so that motion of or tsuke, gyaksuki feeling, 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2. Same sort of feeling in Bassai Dai, okay? So closing the hip, opening the hip, okay? All right, so now we're going to take and do 2 techniques. So we'll do a close open and then an open close, okay? So let's start with tate, left leg forward, left hand forward. So we're going to do a Gyakuzuki, Kazamazuki. Okay, so it's going to be close, open, finish, then close, open. So boom, 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 boom. Okay, ready? Open. Itch. Get ready. Knee. Some. She. Go, close, open. Good, switch feet. Okay, so from here, hand me, belly button 45 degrees, blade edge of the foot on the back. Ready, pull, itch, knee, sorry, punching. And ready, thumb, she, go. One more. Rock. And good. All right, come back other leg. All right, so now I'm going to start here. Okay, we'll do a open, close this time. Ready? So again, when you open, you're putting blade edge pressure here so that you can drive in here. Okay, ready? Itch. Knee. Thumb. She. Who's sending me a note? Oh, okay. Go. All right, switch feet. Ready. Itch. Sorry, this way. Knee. Thumb. She. Go. All right, good, yame. And bow. Okay. Any questions on that use of the hips and where that drive comes from and how to get the feeling of it? This kind of, some people, this is not a very natural thing for them, and it takes a while. Okay. Seemed to work out well for me starting early in my teens, and it's just something that I seem to get fairly easy, but I know there's a lot of people that ends up their hip rotation is something that is very unnatural for them. So I get it, and just got to be able to work on it and try and get it to be plainer as much as you can. All right, so a couple more ways to use your hip besides open, close, close, open. Okay, so one is using the hip. We talked about this when we were doing our how to move in stance, is using the hips to actually help the turn. Okay, so if we're going to take this like in hand shodan, where you've got your right leg forward, right? And we're going to turn that way. So from the rising block, big turn, down block. Okay, I'm going to take this hip throw it toward the direction I'm going. I'm going to use my shoulders and my head and my right arm and throw it over there. So all of this. So from here to my knees are my biggest parts of my body. So neck to knees are the heaviest part. So if I can get this turning and heading in the direction that I want to go and push out, then that way I can move there quicker. So all right, so let's put our right leg forward. Okay, we'll do this from a hand shodan perspective. So from a rising block, we're going to do a big turn with our back leg. Okay, so I want you to really accentuate the hip rotation and the look. Okay, and this right hand going that way. Okay, so from the rising block. Okay, so I want you to get turned and see if you can stop at the before you start to step out. So I want to get all the turning done in the first part of it. Ready? 1. Now step out. 2. Okay, again. 1, 2. Okay, again. 1, 2. All right, so now I don't want you to stop at all. I want you to just go right through it. Make sure you use your hip to get yourself turned around. Okay, ready? 1. Okay, let's try and go a little quicker. Okay, see if you can get there really fast, maybe faster than you've ever gotten before, and it might even take you off balance. Ready? 1. Okay, come back. Now, one of the things that's going to take some away from your turn is if your upper body starts swaying this way. So if you let your belly and your backside bend this way too, it'll take some away from your spin. Because remember, we talked the other day about like ice skaters and stuff that spin very fast. Okay, they get really tight. Okay, anytime you take yourself, if I'm here and I take myself like this, now I've got this part and this part that are off of my center that are causing me to be slower. So I need to line everything up when I make my turn so everything stays nice and tight. Okay, so let's try a couple more. Ready? Itch. And back. Knee. And a couple more. Some. She. Go. All right, good. All right, excellent. All right, so let's do another version of how those hips can help us. By doing it what we had done before in the moving through stance. So picture you've got this lunge punch here, and I want to go take myself this way with that 180 degree right turn, right? So I want to take this hip, this arm, so this right arm, okay? Head turn. 1. So same sort of thing. Okay, so coming back here, let's put our right leg forward this way. Okay, so left hand turning, left hip turning. I'm sorry, right hip turning back. 1. Come back. So again, right leg forward. Ready? 1. Come back. So if you use this hip and keep your posture tall and turn, let your left hand send itself over that way, you're going to be moving very fast in the spin. I don't want you to go straight to the step out. Okay? I want you to squeeze it into the middle and square yourself up first and step out. I don't want you necessarily to stop, but I want you to make sure that you get yourself turned and then step out. Okay, so otherwise, if you just go all in a big circle, all that momentum, angular momentum, this way, you know, you're going to still want to go that way, which is not the direction you want momentum. You want momentum going toward your opponent that way or away from, you want to be able to pull him in this way. So you want it to be of a straight line once you get to here. So straight line this way. So you don't want to be curving this way, coming around as you make that turn. Okay, so let's do that. Right leg forward. Okay, so get your turn done before you start fully stepping out. So the turn gets completed before that foot goes too much out that way. Ready? Let's do it from a lunge punch. 1. Come back. 2. Come back. Now, the other part of it too is, remember we talked about this too, is sinking into your back foot. Sinking into your back foot when you make the turn. Okay, so your heel stays on the ground. Ready? 2. Come back. 3. Come back. 4. Back. 5. Good. All right, any questions on that use of the hips as well?
I do have one.
Yes.
So, do you want us to?
Hold on, let me get you on the view here. Take myself off. And all right. Okay, go ahead.
There are 2 ways how I can see. One is we pull the front leg back, turn around, and then go out. The other one is we pull the front leg back like this, and then turn around. Which one do you want us to do?
Well, I'm kind of in the middle of both of those. Okay. So I don't like the step out and still having your hips that way to the side. I want it to be in actual practicality. And let me add myself to the picture here. Okay. So good question. So your question, I think, is, do I step this way and then pivot?
Yeah.
Or do I turn and then pivot and then step?
Right.
Okay, what I think I want you to do is, yes, both of those together. Okay, so I think this wants to go first. Okay, and I don't think I want to stop here to go there. I want you to take this foot, this front foot, and make it move all with the turn. And what happens is this foot kind of, think of it as like a maigiri, the bottom half of your maigiri, where the bottom of the ankle lifts here, comes back this way, and then flies up this way, right? So this leg is going to be led by this hip. You see it?
Yeah. Okay.
So this hip's got to get around so that this leg kind of moves in a straight line, rather than having this hip turning this way and having me spinning sideways and having this big circle that I'm creating on the floor. So the hips move in a circle, but the leg moves in a straight line. So I want this leg to go straight to that corner over there, one shoulder width that way, okay? And I want the hips to help aid that and put this foot out there. Okay?
Okay.
Did you notice I didn't stop here and then drive,
Yeah.
right? So this line here, picture drawing a diagonal line from this corner to that corner. That's the travel this foot takes. And the hip inside of that rotates. Does that help? Is that how,
Yeah.
do you like
Yeah.
that?
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. How do you do it?
I
Just wondering.
So I don't stop. That means I also make it on one line from the front corner to the rear one.
Okay.
But I just want to, yeah, I don't put the leg out and then turn around.
Okay. Now, do you feel like you actually drive the hip and let the leg almost lag a little bit?
No, I lead more with my rear leg, so I pull back. Yeah, okay, but now the hip comes. So first I sink in here, and then I pull the hips around. Yeah, true. So sink in, and then the hip.
So I'd like you to maybe start engaging your forward hip a little sooner. I like the sink in the back leg, but I'd like you to start trying to get the other hip rotating as you're sinking into that back hip. I think you're giving up a couple tenths of a second or a millisecond or two by delaying that. It's almost like you're going up to a red light that you know it's going to turn green, right? you kind of slow and then you go. Okay, same sort of thing. You're going back into this here, and then you won. Okay. Instead, I'd like you to really start with this hip here, even though you're going backwards. Both. Okay. I think you could be just a little bit faster in that turn if you did both at the same time. Okay. I know it's a challenge to do so, and if you didn't do it, can you still make power? Yes, you can. But I think you could be better at it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good. All right. So let's take a quick break. Good question, Mark. Quick break, and we will come right back, and we'll get into some kata. All right. Marcus, you going to show us your video today? There it is. All right, good. Marcus, did you get the invite to your private lesson on the 12th?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. All right, so let's work on some Bassai Dai, some details on Bassai Dai. So from this first move, okay, I'm going to be pushing off with the right foot. Okay, so I've got the feet going here. My initial push off is with the right, and then the left, and then I'm coming to my hands. I'm not bringing my hands back. I'm coming to my hands. So I'm going forward with my body, and my hands are kind of just coming almost straight up. And what I want to see is this elbow up here, bottom of the elbow, even with the bottom of the armpit. Okay, look where that puts. If I put this in line with the camera here, see where that puts that elbow? Right on the chin. So if you got somebody behind you, okay, boom, here, okay. So think of that as maybe somebody's up behind you, maybe grabs around your waist, wham, here, and then I'm going to take a step forward and make them come forward with me. Then I'm going to bang them here. I'm going to come around, bang, and catch their chin and twist them this way. And then as they're twisting this way, hit them again. Boom. Okay. All right, let's get started. All right, Bassai Dai. Yo. Itch. Okay, so thumb or fingertips at the wrist, kosadachi. Now here we're going to do direct hip, but it's going to be open. 1. Then I'm going to take this hip and I'm going to over rotate to that side. 2. Okay. Now hip is going to be closed on this next one, sotuke with the left. 1. Now I'm going to open. 2. So here's that close, open. Okay, here we're going to scoop, close the hip to square, to hen me this way. Then I'm going to open. 1, close. 2 as I bring the foot back. So I close so hard that my foot comes back. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, ready? Close. Hi, Bassai Dai. Itch. Knee, open, close. Sun, close, open. Now get it to hand me, or straight, shomen, sotuki, uchuki. Okay, once again. So this part here is really where you start to impress the judges or the seniors that are grading you, okay? This is where we're going to be looking for all that hip rotation. Besides your Kihon exercises at the beginning of the test, this is really the telltale of, do you really do it? Even though you can do it in your Kihon, can you do it in your kata as well? Okay, let's do it again. Bassai Dai. Yo. Itch. Knee, open, close. Thumb, close, open. Shi, open, close. Okay, let's keep going. Itch, bring your left leg back. Knee, press into the about shoulder height. All right, here's the our timing and connection with this is important. So punch straight. Don't twist yet. Bring the hand back. Now twist when you make the movement. Then 1 punch straight. Cover. Twist. Okay, so let's go back to here. Okay, 1, shoulder. Punch. 2, cover. Twist. Punch. Cover. Twist. Okay, so each of these, again, requires lots of good hip rotation. Okay, come back to here. Press. So shomen, center, hips. Ready? Let's put these punch and the uchuki together. Itch. Knee, 1 and 2. Okay, so the 1 and 2, the and is here where the hips have not turned yet. Then they turn on 2. Okay, come back to here. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Okay, good. Any questions on that so far? Okay, one of the things that really make a big difference for me too is shooting that draw hand in the direction that I want to go. Okay, so I'm here, right? Okay, so here I'm going to take this right hand and send it 1, 2. Then I'm going to take my right hand again, send it that way. 1, 2. Then I'm going to take my left hand. 1, 2. Okay, so every one of those. Now, what I would like to see all brown belts do is have cover on every one of these here. Cover on every one of these uchi-ukes. Okay, until you get to be Shodan level, I would like you to be cover. Okay, a Shodan and above, nah, I don't need to, but you need to. What's the principle of this? The principle is having squeeze. So my shoulder blades coming back. My arms, when I do this, I expand my chest and I tighten my back. So the principle is I do that even though I don't necessarily have a draw hand. Okay, that's a typical move in Kanku Dai. Okay, all right, let's go from the beginning and we'll move on. Let's Bassai Dai. Yo. Ich. Ni. Some. She. Shoot the left. Go. Bring the left foot back. Rook. Hitch. Hot. Okay, from here, I'm going to pivot. This foot, left foot's going to pivot on the ball. Step out, shuto. So this leg is going to come through the center, which is right here. Squeeze and go. Okay, so uchi-uke. Ready? Hitch. Knee, bend the knee forward. San, bend the knee forward, step back one more. Okay, so come back. Uchi-uke. So pivot this left foot on the ball. Hitch. Knee, bend the knee. San, bend the knee, come back. Shi. One more. Uchi-uke. Okay, so this is facing this way, not 45 degrees here. It's full side turn. Arm is straight over here. It is not over here. Straight to the side. And then as you pivot, this way. Okay, ready? Itch. Make sure that elbow comes across. Bend the front knee. Itch. Knee thump. Good. From here, I'm going to reach with my left. I'm going to take my right and put it underneath it and then pull down. Okay, so I'm here. Watch. Going to reach this out. Okay, notice my hip comes forward with the backside. One. And when think of this as going over his arm, coming under his arm, and then pulling his whole arm here while I take out his leg. Okay, so from here, this hand comes underneath, this hip goes forward. One. And then when I pull, I turn this hip even more, and this elbow comes down to this hip here. Okay, this is like this. Thumb on the middle forearm, index finger at the wrist, pulling down. Okay, you could also argue this could be he's grabbed my hand and I'm gonna luxation on him. Okay, or I catch him and then I get around the back side of his arm and I've got him like this. Okay, and then this pulls up. Okay, so from here, catch and pull even more. Now, lifting the knee and pulling the hands up, palms up to the breast, 30 degrees to the side thrust kick. Now, shoot the right hand and the right leg toward the back of the room. Shoot them. Okay? So watch this one. I'm going to do it toward you, which will be opposite direction, but same hands for me. So I'm going to lift. This knee comes in this triangle between my body and my arms, right? So 1, 2. Then this right hand goes to the back of the room, right knee goes to the back of the room, and then step back. Okay, so let's go back to the Shuto. Ready? Hitch, catch. Side thrust kick. Hitch, right? And Shuto. One more Shuto, bend the knee. Okay, good. Let's go back to the beginning. Any questions so far? I know we've done this kata a lot of times, but kind of nice to get some of the details going. Joe, you good? Okay. Pete? Not Peter, Pete? All right. No news is good news. If you got a question, feel free to ask, okay? Us. Hi, Bassai Dai. Yo. Hitch. Knees hump. Hip rotation. Shigo. 1, 2. Rook, hitch. Hitch. Knee. Hump. She. Go. Rook. Hitch hutch. Coup, catch. Jew. One more shoot to it. All right, any questions come up while you're doing it that time? All right, from there, last shoot though. So, right leg forward, come back. This thing should have like a wave feeling to it. So from here, this is coming belly side. So my body has a little bit of a wave thing going. Double ageuke, okay? Think of this as these knuckles here going into their chin, okay? So they come and grab on. I'm going to take this down and come right on top of their arms. As their head comes down, this comes up, and then double strike to the ribs, half a step, oitsuke. Okay, and this half a step is not a come up to the other foot like this. It's half of a step this way. So half of a half and that way. Okay, so let's go back to the shuto, to the back of the room. Double ageuke itch. Knees separate as you lift your right knee. Strike double sotuke, half a step, oitsuki. Okay, now from here, we're going to pivot on the heel, not the ball of the foot, on the heel. The toes are going to go toward the front of the room. Okay, groin strike, cover. Itch. Now standing up knee. So high-low block. Okay. Okay, now stepping across, down block, kibadachi. Cover, press. Tate shuto. Okay, Mikazuki Gary. Come through the middle, not from the outside, this way. Come down the middle and then give it a little swat at the end. Itch, elbow. So saving hip, elbow. 3 down blocks. So left hand palm is up, and when you do this first one, 1. Then second one, 2. Right hand is palm up, 3. Squeeze, change your leg, 4. Yamazuke. Come back. 1. Come back. 2. All right. Questions so far on that next bit? Okay, right leg shoot the block toward the back of the room. Squeeze it in, striking chin. Itch. Knees separate. 1 and 2. Again, pivot on the heel. 1. Standing up. high-low block. 2, Geidan Barai. 3, Tate Shuto. 4, Mikazuki Gari elbow, saving the hip. 1, 2, 3. As you pull your hands back, stack them up, pivot your hip already. 4. Step back. 45-degree feet, 45-degree hands. Or I'm sorry, hips. Now here I'm breathing in and holding. Then I'm going to breathe out on the next one. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out on the next one. Okay, so this lift of the knee should not be a lift to go up. See how long that takes me to get to there. Okay, the lift of the knee should be in and only enough to get to the groin and go in, not up, so that the drive is in, not falling in. So if I'm here, I'm falling in. From here, I'm pushing in. Okay, so that knee lift is just enough, maybe 6 to 8 inches at the most. The knee goes in toward the groin. Okay, or maybe you're not even hitting groin at all. Maybe all you're doing is taking their shoulders, okay, and twisting them. Same position, right? Shoulder here, other shoulder here. I'm taking one down, one up, and they go like this. Okay, and all you're doing is putting this leg behind them so that this twist, they have to go way back here. Okay. All right, so back to the beginning of the kata. Any questions so far? We're very close to the end. All right, Marcus, everything look good? You all right? Okay. Bassai Dai. Yo. It's Nisam. Shigo. Rook hitch. It's knee. Now make sure these punches go dead center. It's knee. Some chi. Go. Rook. Hitch hunch. It's catch. Turn that hip all the way in. It's knee. Some chi. Go. Rook. It's knee. Some chi. Go. Rook. It's hodge. Coop. All right, so here's another opportunity for a big hip turn. This right hip got to go all the way over there. This left hip leads. And then once you get closed with the right hip, then you have to do a in-place vibration to do the back fist downward. It's vibration. Knee, push it down, vibration. Okay, half step, we're going to do an open hip. This one here, direct hip. Then we're going to change from hips that way to hips that way. 45 here, 45 there. Ready? It's AMA. Okay, so these last two hips. So this one here, we are going to start closed and then open. Then here, this hip is direct. So I'm not going to do this, close it and then open it. I'm already here, so I'm going to send this hip over there. Okay, so I'm already going to close it. Now from here, I'm going to close and then direct hip. So I'm centered. Then I'm going to direct hip open here again. this way, open from the front. So when I say direct hip, that's an opening from the front versus bringing the back. Okay, so let me do it from this side. So if I'm here, this hip is going to be direct and going toward the side that I'm at. Here, this front left hip is going to go this way to deliver this last hip. So here, so direct hip, this hip goes this way rather than coming away from. Okay, you understand that? So sometimes it's a direct hip, sometimes it's a opposite hip, open, where this back side is opening. Sometimes it's the front side that pushes in. Okay. All right. Sure, no questions? That was the whole kata.
I've got a question, Sensei.
All right. Hold on, who was that?
Pete,
All right, Pete, let me get to you. All right, go ahead.
could you show me once more, after you do the throws, when you're doing the spin and the uchiyukis as you turn around, I'd like to see those moves again. Before the shutos at the end.
After the uchi, or with the, so show me the part that you're talking about. I'm sorry.
After you've done your throw, you got to spin all the way around.
Oh, those. Okay. All right. Got it. All right. So I'll do it facing you from as if we were going this way. So for me, what I do is I use this left hip to do my turn, and I drive this right hand down. Okay. So this is coming. Think of this as I've got his head up here, or maybe his arm is above his head, and I'm going to take his arm this way. And I'm going to put this arm behind his head, and I'm going to pull here. I'm going to push his head down. So from here, so watch, Pete. So from here, I'm going to take this hand, and I'm going to bring it to my hikite side. So his arm is here, and I'm going to pull it with me. This one's going on the top of his head. So I'm going up and around, push it down. And then once I get down here, a lot of people take this and make this a full uchiyuki. I prefer this as a throw it down. Once I get to the bottom of this arc, then I come up and down and strike. Okay, so this is not up here. So you have to turn all the way around so that your left foot goes all the way over here and then up and down. So yeah, there you go. Yep. And the hand ends up down here.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a 180 to the direction that we're or 90 degrees from the direction that we start off in. Okay, so here's our starting direction. My hips are always all the way over here and all the way over here. So facing this way. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Nope. Okay, good. So think of this as a takedown on the back of his head. And this hand is important because you're going to pull him. As he gets pulled this way, see how I'm off balance, and this turn and is going to take me that way, which means this arm here taking on the back of the head, I can use it to strike, okay? Or I can just use it to pull, okay? And if they step out of it, then I can go the other side, do the same thing the other way. They happen to step out of it, okay? But if they don't step out of it and I take them down to the floor, as they're going down to the floor, boom, I hit them just before they hit the floor, okay? And if I need to, I could drop onto one knee, bam, this way, okay? All right, does that help?
Yeah, that helps a lot. Thank you.
Okay, good. All right, so let's watch you guys for a little bit. I'm going to remove the spotlight. And Pete, we're going to remove the spotlight from you too. And view everybody. All right, let's see some Bassai Dai. All right, Raha, get back there and get ready to do it. Here we go. Ready. Yoy. Back up, Joe, a little bit. Back up, Joe. There you go. Then I can see more of you when you're coming this way. Itch. Knee thump. Going too fast. So Raha, I'm counting everyone. Go back to the second move. Underarm block with the other hand. Good. Shigo. Rook, hitch. Hutch. Coup. A little bit wider feet, Araha. There you go. Let's see. Pete, not a kibadach. This is just a standing up, tuck your hips a little bit. Yep, there you go. Itch knee. Samshi. Go. Shuto, Pete. Shuto. Shuto right. Nope. Pivot. Shuto right. There you go. Itch. Knee thump. Up. All right, let's go back to the shuto. Okay, I want you to really drive that right arm underneath, like mid forearm here, and then bring it around and over. Okay, so not just by the hand, but I want you to drive it underneath the forearm or the left arm. Itch and forward. Peter, you want to grab your forearm there too? No, grab your forearm too. Yeah, there you go. And pull down, even more elbow down, and Yoko Kikomi. Itch. Knee. Thump. Hold on, let's go back to the shuto. Okay, Joe, take a look here for a second. So you're at the shuto. Bring these to my belly button. So from here, both hands come to here, and then up. Not out here and then up. So both hands come to the middle and then up. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the shuto. Itch. Okay, let those elbows out, Joe. Should be two agiukes. Agiuke. Yeah, no. Make it an agiuke like this. Here, look. Can you see me? Yeah, so your elbows should be out. I'm not seeing your elbows at all. So elbows should be out like they're two rising blocks, at least forehead height, okay? There you go, much better. I knew I could see it now. Itch, knee, thumb. 1 and 2. Good. Itch. Araha, come on, let's go. 1 and 2. Good. Now should be striking the groin. Hold on. Strike the groin. Turn. Itch. High, low block. Standing up. Andy, stay where you're at. Itch. Down block. Good. Itch. Now the other way. Tate shuto. Okay, so this Mikazuki Gary comes right down the middle. Save your hip for a big elbow attack. Itch. Knee, samshi. Gorak. All right, so Mark, hold on a second. We should be at the Yamazuki. Right leg forward. Itch, pull in. Itch. All right, make sure you're going in, not up with that knee lift. Itch. Andy, stay where you're at. Itch knee. Mary, stay where you're at. Thumb sheet. All right, Pete, you should be facing that way. So your left leg should be at the back, way to the left of your starting point, and your front leg right should be facing the right of your starting point, front stance. Right leg should be in a front stance, facing that way. Can you see me? Facing that way. There you go. And yes, there you go. Now you're in a front stance. Good. Shuffle up, Shuto 45. Itch. Knees, swing that right leg back and squeeze it in, direct hip, Shuto. Go! Good, yummy. And bow. All right, not too shabby, not too shabby. Pete, what I want you to get back to is we're at, let's see, from here. Watch my full turn. I got to turn all the way to go facing that direction. One, all the way over here. Boom. Okay, not up, not facing this way. Okay, so if I'm this way, you're kind of doing this. Even more. So it's the full turn like in hand showed on 270 degrees. 1, 2. Like you're going to do a down block, right? And step in lunge punch. And the next one's the same thing, going that way. 1, 2. So see how I'm facing that way with my stance, but my hands are going this way. Okay? All right, I think that's all we got for today. Any last minute questions? Anybody?
Yeah, just a quick question. So katas that start with the hands in a certain position, does that mean that it's starting with an engagement with the opponent already, or are we
Yes.
just
Yes.
okay?
Yes. At least that's my understanding. There are some people that believe it's just a salutation of some sort. I'm not sure why a creator of a kata would make something that didn't actually have some martial significance. So
Right.
I think there's something to it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good class tonight, folks. Thanks for the work today. Appreciate it. We'll come back Thursday with something new, and it looks like Saturday is going to be gorgeous. So plan on Saturday. It's going to be a live class. As long as there's enough folks in town. I know it's Easter weekend, so we'll leave it as a probably, but we'll see. Okay. All right. Have a good night, and we'll see some of you on Thursday or Saturday or next week Tuesday. All right. Good night, everybody.
Say good night.
Good night.
Bye.